Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, my name is Josh and I make videos about how to make your money go the furthest. So if you're interested in that type of content and you would like to see more like it, then please feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking that subscribe button below. So in this video, I'm going to be going over the Citi Secured Mastercard. I'm going to be discussing some of the main features of this credit card, in addition to listing some of the good things and the bad things about this credit card. That way, in the end, you'll have a better idea of whether this credit card will be a good fit for you or not. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So the Citi Secured Mastercard is a secured credit card, which means that you'll have to put an upfront deposit anywhere from $200 at minimum up to $2,500 maximum. And that completely depends on what you're comfortable with. Now, this initial deposit will be held by Citi in a collateral holding account for an initial term of 18 months. It's possible they could give you that deposit back before the 18 months. However, I definitely would not expect Citi to give that initial deposit back before the 18 months are up. So whenever you put down that initial deposit, just know that you won't be getting that back for at least 18 months. And make sure whatever you put down is whatever you're comfortable with as far as your credit limit goes. For most beginners, I would strongly recommend they start on the lower tier of credit limit, maybe anywhere between $200 to $500. That way you're not more easily able to tempt yourself into making bigger transactions just because you have a higher credit limit. Instead, you should be focusing on using this credit card on smaller transactions and just paying your credit card off on time and in full every single statement cycle. That way you're able to use this secured card to build your credit and then move on to bigger and better credit cards. Another thing that I must say about this credit card is that it's mostly designed for people who are new or trying to establish a credit for the first time. It's really not a credit card for people with already damaged credit or someone who has filed bankruptcy within the past 2 years. For someone that has a little bit more damaged credit, I might recommend the Capital One secured card. And Capital One tends to accept more people with damaged credit, in addition to, of course, people who are trying to build their credit for the first time as well. All right, so now that I discussed some of the main features of this credit card, I'm going to go ahead and jump over to some of the things that you'll probably like about this credit card and some of the things that I personally like. And the first thing is that this credit card does not have an annual fee. With some of the other secured credit cards, they actually make you put down an annual fee every single year just for using the credit card. And that could range anywhere between $30 to $39. In addition to that, this credit card also reports to all 3 major credit bureaus, which of course will give you an opportunity to build your credit. So if you use this credit card in a responsible manner, you make small purchases with it, and then you pay off your credit card every single statement cycle in full and on time, then whenever they report to these credit bureaus and they're saying, hey, this card user is making all of his payments off on time and in full, then gradually you'll see some improvements in your credit score. So after a few months of using this credit card, you should see an improvement in your credit score. And then after 1 whole year, you should see leaps and bounds and improvements of your credit score, as long as you're making all your payments off in time and in full. And now that I mentioned some of the things that I like about this credit card, I'm going to go ahead and jump over to some of the things that I don't like so much about this credit card. And I'm just going to start off with the fees of this credit card. So it does have a cash advance fee of $10 or 5% of each transaction. I always just advise people to stay as far away from cash advances as possible. In addition to that, there is also a late payment and return payment fee up to $40. Those are also 2 fees we don't have to worry about so much, because with this credit card, we're going to be focusing on building our credit. And in order to do that, we have to pay off all of our statements on time and in full. And the only fee that I really strongly dislike is that 3% foreign transaction fee. That means that anytime you travel outside the United States, you'll be charged an additional 3% just for using this credit card. And there are so many other credit cards in the market that do not have a foreign transaction fee. Capital One is one of those companies. So again, that might be another reason to look into the Capital One secured credit card instead of this one. And really the only other 2 bad things I have to say about this credit card is that there is no spend bonus and there's also no cash back. Of course, with many other secured credit cards, it's extremely rare to find any other secured credit cards that have any type of spend bonus or cash back. So with that said, it's really not surprising that this credit card does not have either of those. So that doesn't really make it a bad thing necessarily. So to sum things up, I would say this is a pretty solid credit card all in all. There's no annual fee, which is a good thing, just because many other secured credit cards on the market make you pay an annual fee every single year just for using the credit card and building your credit. And even though there's no great perks like spend bonuses or cash back, you're able to build your credit with this credit card and you're not having to pay an annual fee to do so. So as long as you're using this credit card responsibly and making all your payments off in time and in full, you should be able to achieve those goals of building your credit score. And then from there, you can move on to bigger and better credit cards with the spend bonuses and the cash back and all the perks. One thing I will say though is that the Discover It Secured credit card actually does have a spend bonus and also cash back. You'll earn 2% cash back at all restaurants and gas stations. So that's a great perk and might be a reason to try applying for the Discover It Secured credit card instead of this one. But that about wraps up this video. If you did enjoy the content in this one, please give this video a like, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and until next time, I'll see you guys and I hope you have a great day today.